bringing you news and information from around the Pacific Command. This is your AFN Pacific Report.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of your AFN Pacific Report. I'm Senior Airman Therese Garnier. Earlier this week, the DoD announced its plan to extend benefits to same-sex spouses of uniformed service members and DoD civilian employees. In a press release, it stated the Defense Department remains committed to ensuring all men and women who serve in the military and their families are treated fairly and equally as the law directs. To read more on this story, go to defense.gov homepage and click on the link DoD announces same-sex spouse benefits. Turning to Hawaii, the Navy senior military leader paid a visit to fill in sailors on how things are shaping up for fiscal year 2014.
Admiral Jonathan Greenert, Chief of Naval Operations, or CNO, made a port stop at Pearl Harbor. He went aboard the USS Halsey to talk with sailors and answer questions about issues affecting the Navy.
I intend to hold tuition assistance the same in 14 as it was in 13. That's my plan.
One of the main topics was sequestration and the Navy budget.
To come out and understand what's on people's mind and to tell them that despite some uncertainty as we look into the future, there is some certainty in this, and that certainty is that the fiscal year 14 pay, allowances, and personnel and family benefits will remain the same. And so I'd like to remind them, focus on the mission at hand, war fighting first, operate forward, and be ready.
The CNO also talked about the budget in relation to deployments.
Deployments-wise, I really want to get to a stability. I want to get to the point where we can know and understand how long our deployments are going to be, and we'll do that through the budget process. As I say, the world gets a vote. This is a very volatile area and the world is dynamic, but we need to get to a more stable deployment. I understand that, and we're focused on it.
Admiral Greenert also got the opportunity to re-enlist some sailors during his visit. Tech Sergeant Michael Jackson, Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam, Hawaii.
If a flight line is riddled with potholes, aircraft cannot take off. That's what makes civil engineers and airfield damage repair teams around the world so mission critical. We go to the flight line at Kunsan, where airmen had only 4 hours to complete a crater-sized chore.
The airfield damage repair team at Kunsan Air Base rolls out for their early morning exercise.
What normally happens is we get mortared, artillery, something like that, hits the runway, causes a gap, planes can't take off, so we call us out here, bring everybody out here, and we fix the hole.
The team has only 4 hours to complete the mission. Even with the heavy equipment, the team moves fast.
It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it. We get to work, like I said, side by side with all the airmen. It is a great feeling. And then we knocked it out of the park today with how fast we did it and the quality that we had.
Civil engineer teams constantly train, making sure they're ready when the time comes to roll out. It may seem like a dirty job, but the civil engineers look forward to these special missions.
It's not changing door closures or the routine stuff that we do every day. It's exercise, and you can really see out here when we're working on the airfield the mission impact that we have to flying the airplanes. So I think that's what the guys can take away from it at the end, and that's what keeps them motivated to keep going.
The Civil Engineering Squadron hopes to maintain that motivation to support the base anytime, anywhere. Army Sergeant Lauren Massey, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
After flight line holes are patched up, planes can take off and complete their mission. But before that, numerous preparations still need to take place. We head to Okinawa to showcase a group of loadmasters getting ready for a night drop.
Occasionally, the end of the day is just the beginning. Loadmasters with the 17th Special Operations Squadron are preparing the cargo of a modified C-130 for a night drop training mission. Working through the August heat, loadmasters secure, inspect, and re-inspect their cargo.
So we make sure we supervise the loading and offloading with any cargo, personnel, any type of things that we might be airdropping.
Loadmasters are required to ensure the safety of passengers and cargo while not overloading the plane. It all comes down to a numbers game.
595. If we were to not have those calculations accurate, it could mess up not being able to take off in time, stalling in flight, different things like that, so it's pretty critical.
With more responsibility comes more respect. Loadmasters are in charge of what is and is not allowed in the rear compartment.
As soon as we step foot on that plane, rank goes away. You still have your respect for that individual, but they know that that cargo compartment is our responsibility, and they respect that.
Lance Corporal Eric Waddell, Kadena Air Base, Japan.
Coming up, women powerlifters in Iwakuni and Women's Equality Day in Korea. But first, let's take a look around the Pacific Command in today's snapshots.
Security Forces airmen respond to a ground attack during Exercise Beverly Midnight at Osan Air Base. Sailors inspect a generator as part of the Battalion Evaluation Equipment Program in Okinawa. A Marine searches a role player during humanitarian assistance training as part of a certification exercise in Australia. And that's a look around the Pacific Command in today's snapshots.
Securing a Navy base may take more than just masters at arms and security personnel. Sasebo sailors are training to fight off attackers in a non-lethal fashion.
Sailors at Fleet Activities Sasebo are training to join the Auxiliary Security Force by learning various non-lethal techniques for defense, including mechanical advantage control holds and baton strikes.
We've learned strikes and blocks and how to use a baton and mock takedowns, which probably my favorite part so far.
MOC stands for Mechanical Advantage Control Holds, which are moves that allow security personnel to use momentum to control an attacker.
It was difficult to learn how to adjust to different heights and weights and still being able to effectively take that person to the ground when necessary.
It was fun. Just a little difficult getting the techniques down, but once you get it down, you get very comfortable with it.
In most groups entering ASF Academy, the participants are new. The sailors practice throughout the week to master their self-defense skills.
Some of them are a little bit shaky, but they've all paid close attention. They've all performed the holds well. They took criticism, they took instruction, they repeated and performed until they got it right.
And with that dedication, the class was ready to earn their spot in the Auxiliary Security Force. Seaman Andrew Frisbee, Fleet Activities Sasebo, Japan.
We dedicate the rest of this newscast to all the military ladies out there. And we start at the Ironworks Gym on Iwakuni, where the Far East Powerlifting Championship saw a serious spike in female competition.
Residents aboard Air Station Iwakuni, as well as local nationals, competed in the Far East Powerlifting Championship to test their strength and power. But at this competition, power and strength came in an unexpected form when women competitors stepped up to the lifting bar.
Strength training is so beneficial to everyone, whether it's male or females. We get the same exact benefit of doing it. A woman my age, it keeps me young. It keeps me young, it keeps me strong, it keeps my bones strong. It just keeps us going. So weight training, there's no age limit. There are women doing it all the way up until the 70s and 80s, still lifting weights. And I encourage that.
For women reluctant to lift weights because of social pressure for women to look feminine, one of the competitors claims that it doesn't make you look masculine, it just makes you healthy.
Look at me, I've been lifting for a while. I don't feel like, yeah, I do have muscle tone in myself and all, but I don't look like a man. I lift to get stronger. I'm not about getting skinny. It's just for my health and I enjoy it. It's fun. It's fun to compete in powerlifting competitions like this.
Linda says weightlifting comes natural since she uses her strength on a daily basis as a wife.
I am a wife. My husband's a Marine, and it's like groceries. I don't like taking trips down 3 or 4 times while I can, go up at once with all my stuff. I mean, it's just everyday life. You use your strength and everything, and I just enjoy it.
I encourage more women to don't underestimate themselves. Get out there, give it a shot. Because it's all about coming out here and doing your personal best. It's not about breaking records. Come out here, do your personal best.
The women who competed were awarded medals in all women weight classes. Lance Corporal Trevor Phillips, Marine Corps Air Station Iwakuni, Japan.
Women's Equality Day commemorates women's right to vote throughout the country. Army Sergeant Sam DeLeon reports on how service members recognize this historical occasion and honor women who fought so hard for equal rights.
Service members and civilians in Area 2 celebrated the Women's Equality Day observance at the Dragon Hill Lodge and honored the rights and opportunities achieved throughout history.
I was born in 1990. Women's suffrage happened way before that, so I didn't even think about what a struggle it has been for women in the past, and it's so easy now. You know, I just joined and I get to serve, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity, and it's nice to be able to recognize it and realize, you know, how the women before me allowed this for me.
The guest speaker gave a motivational speech about how she excelled as a woman in the military. She also stressed the importance of diversity in the Army.
I think women bring some things to the fight. We need to be choosing the best of the best to serve in our military, and through different cultures, different diversity that we bring in, whether you're a man or whether you're a woman, no matter what your race is, the different cultures, that makes us what we are today, the best Army in the world.
Lieutenant Colonel Ragsdale's speech inspired those in the audience.
It reminds me that even if, you know, it hurts, even if I'm in pain, just to never give up, and that doesn't mean my career is over. So that was very reassuring for me personally as well. I found her speech very inspirational.
The observance was a success, reminding the attendees what women's equality is all about. Army Sergeant Sam DeLeon, Yongsan, Korea.
That's it for this newscast. From all of us here at AFM Pacific, thanks for watching.